Hello everyone, and welcome back to Coin and Country, where we're all about celebrating America and helping you live the American dream. I'm Nate, and today we're going to talk about something truly important: immigration, deportations, and how those affect your jobs, wages, and how we can make everyday life more affordable for Americans. I'm Nate, and today we're going to talk about something truly important: immigration, deportations, and how those affect your jobs, wages, and how we can make everyday life more affordable for Americans. You've heard about it and you know what's coming: the greatest deportation operation in American history. Why is it needed? Is this the plan? And is it good for our country and our people? I'm excited to share my thoughts on this policy and explore why deporting over 40 million illegal aliens is such a positive step forward, and why it will have a greater impact on your life than you think. So let's get into it. President Trump shared a bold vision on Truth Social, and it's all about action. He's declared a national emergency to deport illegal aliens, over 40 million of them who are impacting our economy. This means ICE is stepping it up, with support from military resources, and our borders are getting more secure. In just 50 days since Trump took office, ICE has arrested over 32,000 illegal aliens. That's some real progress, but to accomplish the full task, that's really going to have to be ramped up, multiplied many times over. This policy is about giving American workers, families, and communities the opportunities they deserve: better jobs, higher pay, and a lower cost of living. So let's take a look at how it's going to work. When we deport illegal aliens, we open up jobs for Americans. With 40 million illegal aliens in the country, millions are holding jobs that could go to our citizens. A great example of this is in Nebraska, where ICE raided Glen Valley Foods, a meatpacking plant in Omaha, and detained 76 illegal aliens.
It was the biggest workplace enforcement operation in Nebraska under President Trump. And of course, there are those questions circulating with all of the activity that we're seeing in LA and across the country right now. People want to know how these operations are really playing out, how they're unfolding. And we were the only news crew there, and we wanted to give you a firsthand look at these ICE operations. Civil warrant in hand, ICE and its federal partners executed the largest workplace enforcement operation in Nebraska.
We did execute a civil search warrant here at this location for personnel from Glen Valley Foods that were using fake IDs, fraudulent IDs, or some type of combination of IDs that weren't real. Roughly 100 individuals who ICE claims are here illegally were removed from their workplace. Many scattered when officials arrived. There was plenty of places for folks to hide, so that slowed down our operation. But as of right now, I can report there's been no safety issues and everything is proceeding as planned. Some were hiding in freezers that hit sub-zero temperatures. EMTs were on hand and checked nearly every individual out to ensure that they were okay. One man hid in a wall compartment and refused to come out, even with a canine on hand. Officers say that man pulled box cutters on agents. The district attorney tells us that he will be charged with assault on a federal officer. The owner of this company says that he used E-Verify, but many working for him were pulling the wool over his eyes by using the identities of U.S. citizens.
I don't understand why in the hell they would use false ID when they can, I think, get a visa.
Gary Rohr tells us that he essentially has to rehire his entire workforce, and he's worried about the business suffering.
We have customers that are counting on us
to
get our product out to them.
He is a victim at the end of the day, and together with our state, federal, and local partners, we've been able to make a difference, work with that company, teach them how to do this process better, safer.
Now, Elizabeth, Gary Rohr has been very cooperative with these federal agencies following that operation. As of right now, the business, they're not facing any charges. Elizabeth.
All right, Allie Bradley, thank you so much.
Just 2 days later, the plant's waiting room was filled with Americans and legal immigrants applying for those jobs. Every seat was taken. Folks are saying that this shows Americans are ready and willing to work these jobs when given the chance and a fair wage. This isn't just one case. Across the country, companies are starting to replace deported illegal aliens. In California, farms are posting new openings after ICE operations. Texas and Florida are seeing the same trend. Deporting 40 million illegal aliens could free up millions of jobs in construction, agriculture, and hospitality. These are opportunities for Americans to step in and thrive. Next, let's talk about your paycheck. Deporting illegal aliens means better wages for American workers. Illegal aliens are often taking low-paying jobs, which keeps wages down for everyone. When they're deported, companies have to offer fair pay to attract Americans. In Nebraska, after the Glen Valley raid, employers are raising hourly wages to bring in American workers who expect a decent living. Some are saying that meatpacking wages could rise by as much as 10% or more. This makes sense when you look at the numbers. Illegal aliens can depress wages in low-skilled jobs. Removing 40 million of them and wages will start to climb. We're already seeing construction wages up 7% in some areas because of ICE's efforts. This isn't about taking advantage of workers, it's about paying Americans what they're worth, and that's a win for every family. Here's something that doesn't get enough attention. Illegal aliens often can work for such low wages because taxpayers are picking up the slack through welfare programs. This is a system that benefits big corporations, not the little guy. According to the Center for Immigration Studies, 63% of non-citizen households use at least one welfare program like food stamps or Medicaid, costing taxpayers over $150 billion a year. That's your money that's going to subsidize cheap labor for mega corporations to allow them to keep their wages low. When we deport illegal aliens, this unfair setup ends, and corporations will have to start paying competitive wages to hire Americans, and we'll stop draining taxpayer dollars on welfare for those who shouldn't be here in the first place. It's a fairer system that puts American workers and taxpayers first, and that's what this policy is all about. Also, with our housing, that's a big concern for so many Americans. Prices are up 50% since the pandemic. Part of the problem is that 40 million illegal aliens are adding to the demand for housing. Nearly 40% of them rent or own homes, making it harder for American families to find affordable places to live. Deporting even a fraction of them, say 2 million, could ease housing supply issues and bring down rents and home prices. It's not just housing, though. Illegal aliens put pressure on schools and hospitals and other services which raise taxes, stretch resources. By deporting them, we reduce those costs, making life more affordable. Many say that rents could drop by 5 to 10% in some cities, and even things like used car prices could ease. This policy gives American families a chance to get ahead. Many are worried that deportations could hurt the economy, though, saying illegal aliens are needed for jobs in agriculture or construction. But the Nebraska story tells a very different tale. Americans showed up in droves to apply at the Glen Valley Food Corporation after the raid. Americans will do these jobs, just not for unfairly low wages. Others mention that food prices might rise a bit, maybe 9% in a worst-case scenario, according to the Peterson Institute. But with wages going up and housing costs coming down, American families will still come out ahead, even if that worst-case scenario were true. Plus, President Trump's cutting regulations to keep businesses strong. This policy isn't about disruption, it's about building an economy that works for Americans first. This deportation policy is a big step towards a bright future for our country. It means more jobs for Americans, higher wages, and a cost of living that doesn't break the bank. It stops corporations from gaming the system with cheap labor and taxpayer-funded welfare. With 40 million illegal aliens impacting our economy, President Trump's plan, backed by ICE, the military, and a secure border, is putting Americans first. So let's get excited about what's coming. Hit that like button, subscribe to Coin and Country, and leave a comment about how you're ready to see America thrive.
We are building the wall 100%. 100%. It's been build the wall. And I can't get through a speech without somebody, because I was all set to say build the wall, and then these guys start screaming build the wall. Well, we're building it.
This again is Nate. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let's work together to keep America great.